Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to The Room. My name is JC with The Providers, and here with me is my better half, my wife, Mags.
Hi!
Today, we're going to help answer your questions about setting up an education fund. Alright, so when it comes to an education fund, I'm sure you all agree with me that the quality of education is crucial to getting ahead in life. Usually, the better the quality of education, the more expensive education is. Another concern also that parents usually have is not knowing what they need to do to set up that education fund. And then they realize it could be too late. Today, Mags and I are going to clarify some of the questions about setting up an education fund that people are either too afraid to ask or end up taking it for granted.
Okay, so let's clarify first what is an education fund. Meron naman tinatawag pa nila educational plan or education funder or educational fund. Yan, pare-parehas lang yan. But a lot of people, especially yung mga nakakausap natin na clients, meron silang negative connotation with regards to education fund because of a pre-need company before, diba, na nag-close, na nag-offer ng educational plan before. So, ang education fund, hindi siya contained lang doon sa plan or policy or an insurance plan or a pre-need plan. It's actually any vehicle na intended for education of your child. Pwedeng sa bangko mo ilagay if it's a savings account or time deposit account or an investment vehicle or an insurance plan. Marami kang pwedeng paglagyan. It's not limited to just one kind. Pwede mo actually combination. Depende kasi sa goal natin as a parent. Okay, so common question din to. The best time really is kung wala pa yung baby, diba? The moment that you decide you wanted to have a child, you start a program or you start an education fund na. For me, personally, single pa ako, hindi pa kami married ni JC. Actually, hindi ko pa siya nami-meet noon. Nagkaroon lang ako ng desire in my heart na gusto kong magkaanak someday. So, kumuha ako ng second policy intended for my child's education. So, I'm not sure kung magkakaanak ako noon, pero that's my purpose. Or pwedeng you are in a relationship right now, mag-BFG pa kayo, pero give your time, siguro mga 3 to 5 years na makapag-ipon or to set up an education fund. So, the best time really is wala pa yung bata. Kasi kung nandyan na siya, a lot of people nahihirapan na makapag-set up ng education fund kung may baby na or meron ng mga anak because ang daming gastos. Diba? Now that we are preparing for our baby, sobrang daming gastos. So, medyo na-overwhelm yung mga parents in terms of, ay, saka na ako mag-iipon kasi tuloy-tuloy yung gastos. So, minsan nahihirapan tayong isingit, diba? And sadly, most of the time, hindi na siya napaghahandaan. Nagugulat na lang sila, ay, mag-aaral na pala yung anak ko. So, wala na, hindi na nakapag-set up. Okay, so, para tong financial planning din eh. There's a process, diba? Step-by-step process. First, you have to have the desire or a vision or a dream for your child. Kasi, diba, iba-iba yung dreams natin for our children eh. Merong pagsasabi nila, ay, simple lang naman yung pangarap ko sa anak ko, makapagtapos lang siya ng college and all that. So, you have to know what's your goal for your child. Specifically, kung saan mo siya gustong pag-aaralin. By the way, we're talking about college education here. Okay, for education fund, mostly, ang pinaghahandaan kasi ng parents is the college education. So, it's up to you kung gusto mo ding paghandaan yung kanyang from the very start na pag-aaral ng kid, but we're talking about college education here. So, gusto mo ba siyang mag-aral abroad or here sa Philippines? Yun, magmamatter yun later on. Malalaman nyo kung bakit. So, that's number one. Second is, we need to set a timeline. Kaya sinabi natin kanina na it's best na wala pa yung baby or wala pa yung bata, nag-set up na tayo ng education fund. Kasi, doon natin malalaman yung timeline natin or ilang years ba natin kailangang mag-ipon. Because may simple computation dyan, di ba? Halimbawa, meron na kayong anak ngayon. Let's say, the age of your child is 2 years old or 5 years old. From there, malalaman mo agad ilang years ba siya to go to college. Let's say, the simple computation is 21 minus the age of the child. That's the simplest computation para hindi kayo ma-overwhelm, no? So, basically, magkakaroon ka ng idea. Makita mo yung yung timeline mo. Ideally, yung education fund is growing together with the child. Pero kung hindi naman, it's not too late, of course, sa mga parents out there to really set up an education fund kung gusto talaga natin. Number 3 is know the cost. Eto, dito malalaman mo na kung magkano yung projected tuition fee or yung projected na cost ng pagpapaaral ng anak mo. Kasi we can check with the school kung ano yung current tuition fee nila, and then we can just project it by it will increase 10% every year. Most likely magkakaroon na tayo ng idea magkano yung magiging total cost ng education niya pagdating ng araw.
Yeah, so even tuition fee is affected by inflation.
Sad to say, nag-increase po ang tuition fee. Diba? So, basically, for us, meron na kaming idea na medyo malaki-laki yung kailangan namin ipunin. But, the good thing is, yun nga, meron kaming time. Diba? We can prepare ahead. Next is, you have to choose now the specific financial vehicle. Diba kanina sinabi natin, it's not contained with a policy or an educational plan. So, mamimili ka ngayon based on your goal and the cost. Nakita mo na yung cost. Ano yung perfect or match financial vehicle na pwede or ma-achieve mo yung goal na yun? Is it through bank or investment? Marami po kasi tayong mga options. Now, if you don't have an idea or background on investments and other things like this, pwede kayo magtanong actually sa mga financial advisors. Marami tayo ngayong mga financial advisors. You can actually message us.
Yep.
Diba? Ito yung pinaka-tricky part. Dito natin kasi itong vehicle na to, yung mapipili nyo, ito yung magiging sagot dun sa problem or dun sa goal natin, diba? Kung ma-reach ba natin yung goal or not. So, you can ask assistance from us, you can message us, or you can, if you know someone, para ma-assist kayo to choose a financial vehicle.
Yes.
That's one of the most important part in educational planning. And then lastly, marami bumabagsak dito, you have to start ASAP, as in start now. The moment that you decide, I want to have that education for my child, I really want that. So, you have to act on it. Kasi a lot of people, okay, alam ko na yung gagawin. But sadly, procrastinating, diba? Eh, hindi natin namamalayan, lumilipas yung mga taon. Kaya maraming parents nagugulat sila na sobrang bilis lumaki ng anak ko, sobrang bilis na panahon. And you don't have time, diba?
Alright, now before we get to the fourth important question about education fund, please do 4 things for us. Like this vlog,
Subscribe and follow our channel.
comment below and ask us all your questions.
Tell at least 4 people about us, and let's see how far we can go together.
Alright, now are you ready for the last question?
How did we set up our education fund? Both of us are financial advisors, so we have background about this thing, so we're sharing this with you guys. Yun nga, kanina na kwento ko, di ba? Single pa lang ako, nag-start na ako magplano. Mag-isa. Nag-start na ako magplano mag-isa. But when we found out that we're having a baby, nag-start na kami, actually before pa, we really set up an education fund from the gifts that we received from our wedding, from our family and friends. So a part of it went to the education fund of our baby. Kung eventually ayaw niya mag-aral, edi meron kaming pera, joke.
Or if she becomes a scholar, di ba?
Yeah, yun yung good thing about an education fund, guys. Hindi siya for that purpose alone, depending on the financial vehicle na napili mo. Kasi, yun nga po, pwede mo siyang gamitin later on. We don't know what will happen to our child later on. Kasi, di ba, we can only prepare so much. Pero, alam naman natin that yung future niya, na ano na yan ni Lord. So, we don't want to dictate our child or whatsoever, but we want to make sure na whatever halimbawang sabihin niya sa amin na ay gusto ko mag-aral po dito or gusto ko mag-aral abroad or gusto ko mag-doctor, whatever, we can confidently say na go ahead. We prepared for that, diba? We are prepared. So, ayaw naman natin sabihin na pasensya na anak, diba? We don't, that's the last thing we want to say to our child. That's why nag-prepare kami. I know same naman lahat ng parents, diba? We want to give the best to our children. So, good news, meron tayong magagawa. We can prepare for this kind of goal.
Alright, so we hope that you learned a lot from this episode. We hope we were able to answer your questions on Education Fund. But if you have more, feel free to ask us, send us a message, or send us a comment below. Now stay tuned for more episodes on fun, family, finances, and future here on the 4 Things by the Providers. Send us a message below, give us your comments, and let's talk today for your tomorrow. See you next time, and let's get better each day. Bye.